Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever part of the world you are watching us from. This is Annies, and here we have Radha. So, hi Radha.
Hi everyone. Welcome back to the episode of Learn and Earn with Annies and Radha. And today we'll just give a brief about ourselves before we introduce our guest. My name is Radha. I worked in the finance field for 15 years. I'm a mom of two, and I've been a business owner for almost 6 years now.
Yes, there you go. So, yeah, everybody, I hope everybody know. If you guys don't know me, I'm Anis Manju, and I'm in Montreal for last over 25 years, and my profession is in accounting. And I have a daughter, and we are doing an online business as a side hustle. Okay, so that's a part. Because of that, we are coming to live, right? And today we have a special guest, and we are going to talk about some inspiring talk and sharing the guest journey, how she came to the business, and all those things. So sit back, and then we're going to invite our guests.
Yes, and our guest today is Patricia.
Yay!
Hi,
We have
everyone.
Patricia.
Hi. Hi,
Welcome,
everybody.
Patricia.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you for
welcome to
having
our.
me.
Yes.
Hi, everyone. First, I want to say thank you for having me. This meeting has overdue. We've been planning this for a while, and today we finally made it, right? So it's
Yes.
truly an honor and a pleasure to be here with you
Yes.
guys today. By the way, my
Yes.
name is Patricia Peters, and I am also a digital entrepreneur. Talk to you later.
Yes. Yes, thank you so much, Patricia, for that introduction. Yes, we are going to discuss about how Patricia come to this business, how was her journey, and things like that. Right, Radha?
Yes, we're going to get to know Patricia a lot more better today and get a lot of information out of her that could maybe benefit a lot of you guys who are watching us live today.
Yes, because she said we postponed the meeting last time. We scheduled the meeting. We have some technical issues and this and that. So now we are back. All right. Okay. So we are going to ask Patricia, how can you introduce yourself and tell us about your background?
Absolutely, guys. Once again, hello to everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're watching from. If you're in Canada, New Zealand, Australia, London, or the US, even in the Caribbean, welcome to all of you. My name is Patricia Peters, and I'm originally from the beautiful country of Guyana in South America. I came to the United States 27 years ago, carrying with me my faith, my determination, my work ethic, and most importantly, my dreams of creating a better future for my family. I often describe my life as a journey of continuous growth and reinvention. I was born and raised in Guyana, and my upbringing taught me the value of hard work from the very young age. We didn't grow up with every luxury, but I grew up with understanding and responsibility, family, faith, and perseverance. I became a teacher in Guyana, and when I eventually migrated to the United States, I had to begin another chapter of my life. Like many immigrants, I came with experience and dreams, but I also understood that I had to be willing to start where opportunities were available. I worked as a nanny in Manhattan for several years. Boy, oh boy, I was good at it. Then I entered banking, where I spent about 17 years building my career. I worked my way through several positions, including teller, universal banker, and a relationship banker. Later, I transitioned into the green energy industry, where I became a trainer and eventually a lead trainer. I love training because it allowed me to do something that has always been a part of who I really am: teaching, encouraging, and helping other people develop their potential. If you look at my journey, there is a common thread running through all of it: people. I am a people person. Whether I was teaching students, serving banking customers, training employees, or now building an online business, I've always been passionate about educating and empowering others. But one of the biggest lessons my life has taught me is that a career and a business are two very different things. A career can provide income, experience, and stability, but I began to understand the importance of building something that I could call my own, something that had the potential to create additional income, flexibility, and most importantly, for me, a legacy for my family. That realization eventually led me into the world of online entrepreneurship. And that's who I am today.
Wow,
Wow.
that's amazing, Patricia. I mean, your story, going from one country to another country, from one different career to another, and just keeps going. I mean, you went through so many different phases in your life. That's absolutely
Absolutely.
amazing that this is where you are today. I mean, look at you, you're on live with us. That's one hell of a journey, I would have to say.
Absolutely, it was, yes.
No,
Yes.
that's absolutely
Yes.
amazing, Patricia. I mean, just to have to move from one country to another is a big step itself. You know, it's as immigrants, it's one of the hardest thing I think many have to face, because you're leaving your home country, coming to a new place, starting
Mhm.
from almost zero. Because sometimes people come and their education, their qualifications don't qualify them to be in the same field, and then going to fields that they might have not wanted to do, or they thought they weren't you know their qualified fields to be in, but they do them because they have to find a way to make money and earn and to provide for their families. But you
Survival. Yeah.
exactly. I mean, for someone who came with such a field and coming here doing such different things, I mean, you went from being a nanny to working in the bank. Those are two very different things, right? And
Yeah.
it just shows your variety that you have as a backup in your life, and the experiences that you've gotten from these things and how they were helping you later on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, Patricia, why don't you tell our audience how you first came across this business and what actually made you say yes to it, since it was very different than what you were prior to doing this, right?
For my TikTok audience, my business partner asked me this question: how did you first come across this online business, and what made you decide to say yes to this opportunity? This question is very personal to me, Radha, because my decision wasn't simply about wanting to start a business. It started with my daughter. One day, my daughter's car broke down. The expense was approximately $5,000. Now, when something like that happens, most people see a broken car and an unexpected bill. But for me, that moment triggered something much deeper. I started thinking. I thought about how hard I had to work throughout my life. I've been responsible. I had built a career. I had done what many of us were taught to do: go to work, work hard, earn a paycheck, pay your bills, and take care of your family. But suddenly I found myself asking a very uncomfortable question. What happens when life brings an expense that you weren't expecting? Because life throws us curveball sometime, right? Then another question came: what happens if one income is no longer enough? And then came the biggest question of all: what happens to my children if one day I'm no longer here? That was my wake up call. My parents were getting older. My brothers had their wives, their family, and responsibilities. And I started thinking seriously about my daughters and their future. As a mother, I realized I didn't simply want to leave my children memories. I want to build something meaningful that could outlive me. At first, I thought the answer might be to find another job. But then I came across an advertisement for an online business opportunity. Something about it caught my attention because I wasn't looking for another place where I could simply exchange more of my time for another paycheck. I was already a hardworking woman. What I needed was another possibility. I needed to learn how to build something of my own. So I decided to take a chance on myself. And I said yes. And that yes became the beginning of a completely different chapter in my life. I didn't start because I knew everything. I didn't start because I had all the answers. I started because I understood my why. My why was bigger than my fear, and my why was my family. My why was my daughters. My why was creating options. My why was my legacy. And later, when I experienced being laid off from my corporate job, the lesson became even more powerful for me. It reinforced something I had already begun to understand. A job can be valuable, but no single source of income should be taken for a guarantee of lifelong security. That is why today I believe in building options. I believe in learning new skills. I believe in adapting to the change of the changing digital economy. And I believe that sometimes life doesn't send us a perfect invitation to change. Sometimes it sends us a $5,000 car repair bill. That broken down car was an inconvenience at that time, but looking back at my life, it became part of my turning point. Sometimes the problem that frustrates you today becomes the reason you build a different tomorrow. And that's my answer.
Wow, that's a great story. And you know what? When everybody comes to this business, we all think about our kids, right? Especially we are mom, we put our kids first. And
Mhm.
yeah, your story you were saying about you are thinking about your daughter, and for the daughter you are doing all these things. And also we have a legacy, and I never see any other place we can give our business to our daughters or kids in the same way as we do. That's a beauty of this, one of the beauty of this business. There's a lot of them, right?
Yep.
So yeah, so that is why I like your like what you think. This is every woman, every mom, they think this way. And this is for me too. I was thinking of, there is no other way we can make more money. Like you said, yeah, you need $5,000 on to repair your car, so
Yeah.
you need money. So if you are a regular, if you are in a regular job, you have a salary like 1 month. Every month we have same salary, same
Right.
amount. But if you are in a business, you can earn
There's no cap. Yeah.
different, yeah, different ways. Some month is very high, some month is very low, things like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so let me go to the next question. So what has been the biggest lesson or mindset shift you have experienced since starting your journey?
I think you ladies took time out, planned these questions because they're so hard. So, for my audience, the question is, what has been the biggest lesson or mindset shift you've experienced since starting
Yes,
my online journey?
right.
My biggest mindset shift has been understanding that success is not built on motivation alone. It is built on consistency. This is a funny thing. I told my husband, I have to go do my live every day. And he said, yes, consistency is the key to success. My husband will tell
You
me
like
that.
his mindset too.
Yes. So when I started, I had to learn that entrepreneurship requires a different mindset from employment. As an employee, someone gives you a schedule, someone tells you when to arrive, someone tells you what needs to be done, right? Someone evaluates your performance. But when you're building your own business, you have to become accountable to yourself. No one is standing over you every morning. Patricia, get up, post your content, learn the skill, follow up, show up, do the training. You have to develop the discipline to do it yourself. And that is where consistency became one of the greatest lessons of my journey. I've learned that I don't have to be perfect to make progress. I just have to keep showing up. There were days when I felt confident, and there were days when I questioned myself. There were days when people supported me, and there were days when people criticized me. Oh my God, people are telling me all kinds of things on social media. They're sending me back home. They're telling me that I don't belong here. Why am I disturbing them? All the things you can think about, right? There were moments when I saw results, and there were moments when I wondered whether anything was happening at all. But I kept going. And I learned something powerful, ladies, something powerful. You cannot judge the entire journey by one difficult day. Business is a process of planting seeds. Some seeds grow quickly, other takes time. Like my zucchini bear already, my cucumber is now coming out. But if you constantly dig up the seed because you didn't see immediate results, you'll never give it the opportunity to grow. I also had to shift from my employee mindset to an ownership mindset. I am my own boss. I own my business. I stopped asking only, how much can I learn today? And I start asking, what can I build over time? I stopped asking, only about income and start thinking about impact. What can I leave in the world? I stopped thinking about asking, thinking about only myself, and I start thinking about legacy because that's my dream, to build a legacy for my kids. And as I learn to see challenges differently, a no is not the end. A mistake is not the end. A bad day is not the end. A setback is not the end. Sometimes it's simply feedback. You learn, you adjust, you improve, you keep moving. And if I had to summarize my biggest lesson in one sentence, it would be this: success doesn't always belong to the person who starts with the most knowledge, the most money, or the most confidence. Very often, it belongs to the person who is willing to learn, adapt, and consistently keep showing up. And that's me, and that's you, ladies.
Amazing, Patricia. I totally agree with you that consistency is the key to anything, be it the business, be it our vegetable gardens, be it anything that we put our mind to, because when we don't do something regularly, it doesn't grow. It doesn't do anything. It stops its growth at that moment that we didn't work on it,
Yeah,
and we are
picking up the seeds to see what is
exactly.
happening.
Like you're talking about the season. I started thinking about my vegetable garden right away because I'm like, I've been waiting for those cucumbers to come out myself, and I'm like, they haven't come out. But today I saw the little strings, and I'm like, they're gonna come out now. It's been like almost a month I've been waiting for this, but I didn't stop watering them. I didn't stop caring for them. I didn't think, oh, this all over. I'm gonna dig it out and put in the garbage. I said, no, I'm going to keep waiting. I'm going to keep doing my regular routine with it, and they will come out. And today I saw the nice little twirl, and I'm like, oh, that cucumber is coming out soon.
Yeah, yeah. That's the joy. That's the beauty, right? Of being patient.
Exactly. And, you mentioned that consistency is one thing, but also that we have to be our biggest cheerleaders in this business. As you were saying, you had to push yourself, right? Yeah. And that's right, because this is our own business. We are the CEOs of our lives and of our business. We are the ones who have to cheer ourselves on. No one's going to come along and push us down to do it. Even though we have a business community and everything, we first have to push ourselves before someone else can help us. If we don't push ourselves, somebody helping us means absolutely nothing.
Yes,
that's right.
So Patricia, I have one last question for you before we head on off. I want to know. Yes, we don't want to keep you on too long. So
bring it on.
Before we head on off, and for the people who are watching us live, or the people who are going to be watching the replay later on, what message or advice would you like to share with them? And like for those who are thinking about taking the first step of building their online business.
This is a powerful question, because there's so many people out there. They're hungry for more, but they don't know what to do. So today, personally, my message is very simple. Don't wait until you feel completely ready. Because the truth is, most of us never feel completely ready for the things that eventually change our lives. But I also want to be responsible and realistic when I say this. Do your research, ask questions, understand what you're getting involved in, know the costs, know the business model, understand the products or services, understand the training and support available to you, and never make a financial decision based solely on emotion or pressure. But once you have done your research and you find an opportunity that genuinely aligns with your goals, your values, and your financial circumstances, don't allow fear alone to make the decision for you. You don't need to know everything on day one. You need to be teachable. You need to be consistent. You need to be willing to learn. Look at these ladies. Their program is Learn to Earn. And you need to understand why. Ask yourself, why do I want something different? What would an additional source of income mean for my family? What skills could I learn today that might create more options for me tomorrow? And if nothing changes in my life over the next 5 years, will I be happy where I am? Those are powerful questions. For me, it took my daughter's car breaking down to make me think differently. For someone else, the wake up call may be a job loss. For another person, it may be retirement approaching. For someone else, it may simply be the realization that they want more flexibility, more options, or the opportunity to build something of their own. Whatever your reason is, don't ignore it. Your first step doesn't have to be perfect, it simply has to be intentional. Start by learning, start by asking questions, start by educating yourself. Start by believing that you are capable of learning something new because your current situation may explain where you are today. You're still living paycheck after paycheck. You're still living a mediocre lifestyle, but it does not have to dictate where you will be tomorrow. And that's my answer, guys.
Wow.
Powerful, I would say.
Powerful message. Yeah, eh?
Amazing.
We both said the same thing, right, Radha? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, anyway, yeah, it's that's what we are telling everybody, because they don't need to wait. They can just jump in, learn, and go with the flow. Because
Mhm.
some people think that, oh, it's not for me. I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for showing my face in social media. Or they think that, okay, this is for them only. So I'm telling you, whoever is watching us and thinking like, I need an extra income or a side hustle, this is the perfect opportunity that you have. And we all are doing this for years, and it's we didn't wait. I'm telling you, just get in, go with the flow, right?
Mhm. Yep.
And
Yeah,
I
Radha, you want to add
totally,
something?
yes, and I just want to say, as Patricia said, you're thinking I'm not ready. Well, this is then the perfect time to start,
Mhm.
Yes, we have special
because
offer,
you
right?
don't need to be ready. You just need to have a why. That's the
Yes.
biggest thing. If you have a why for a change, for more, for yourself, whatever your why is, if you have a why, you're ready to start.
Yes.
The last retreat I went to, they said if your why isn't big enough to make you cry, then you have to see another why.
True. I heard
Every
that
time I share
too.
my story about my daughter in the car and how I had to change my mindset, it gives me goosebumps.
Of
You
course.
know, like
Mhm.
I'm feeling my story, and I'm sure people out there have stories that need to be told as well. We need to hear your story, guys.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And everyone
Yeah.
has one. I'll be honest, each and every one of us have one. And it might be similar, it might be different. It could be, from one part of the world to the other side of the world, but there is a why. And knowing it and feeling it is the most important thing, because that's what pushes you. That's what makes you your own cheerleader. That's what's gonna make you go, I'm not ready, but I'm gonna do it anyways, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because if everybody have their own story, they have to, because we have a lot of bad things happened in our life, and we overcome that. We struggled at one point, and then we overcome and come to the regular way. So we, instead of we keep forgetting that, bring it to us, to the people who is waiting to hear those, right?
Mm-hmm.
So thank you so much for spending the time with us, Patricia. And we hope our guest inspired you guys, all whoever is watching us, and reminded that every great journey begins with one decision and one small step. A
Right.
big thing. Yes, a big thing, a big thank you to our amazing guest, Patricia. And we're going to come with another lane and end with Radha and Annie's. And
So
until
before
next
I go,
time,
ladies,
yeah,
before I
okay.
go, can I extend an
Go.
invitation to your audience? Can I
Yes,
Yeah,
extend an
go ahead.
invitation to your audience?
go
So
ahead, go
before we
ahead.
close, I just want to speak directly to the person watching this interview who may be thinking, Patricia, I hear your story, and something about it sounds like my story. Maybe you've worked hard your entire life. Maybe you're a mother or father who wants to create more options for your children. Maybe you're approaching retirement and wondering whether you've done enough. Maybe you've experienced a layoff or unexpected financial challenge. Or maybe everything in your life is going well. but deep inside, you know you're capable of building something more. My invitation to you is not to make a rush decision. My invitation is to come and learn, come and see. Annies and Radha can tell you that they're a good cook, but if you don't taste their food, how will you know? Come and ask questions. Come and educate yourself about what is possible in today's digital economy. If my story has connected with you, I invite you to reach out to any one of us. Our links are on the screen, to me, to Radha, or to Annie's, and take a look at the information available on our platform. Watch the presentation, ask your questions, understand the process, then decide whether it's right for you. Because I believe information gives us options, and sometimes one new piece of information can change the direction of our lives. I cannot promise you overnight success. I cannot promise you that building a success will require no effort. Every person's journey and results will be different, but I can tell you what I've learned from my own journey. You will never discover what you're capable of building if you never give yourself permission to explore what's possible. My daughter's car broke down, and I thought I was facing a $5,000 problem. I didn't realize that the experience was going to force me to ask much bigger questions. Patricia, what are you building for your future? Today, I want to leave that same question with you. What are you building for your future? If you're ready to learn, ready to explore, and ready to discover whether you're building an online business could be a part of your next chapter, I invite you to connect with each one of us or any one of us. Don't wait for a crisis to start thinking about your future. Learn today, prepare today, build today, so that when tomorrow comes, you have options. Thank you so much for allowing me to share my story. I hope that somewhere in my journey, you found a piece of your own, and I hope it reminds you that it never is too late to learn, to grow, to reinvent yourself, and to begin. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you,
Until next
Patricia.
time. Okay, go ahead, Radha.
Just want to say thank you so much, Patricia. And guys, do hear what Patricia had to say. They're very strong words, and they're very meaningful. A lot of them have touched my heart already today, and I'm hoping some have touched yours. And like Patricia said, reach out to any one of us. We are here to help you, to teach you, to guide you. That is what we do, and you can come talk to us, and we can show you how you can get started on a new journey in your life. Till next time, everyone, take care. Bye.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye bye. Until next time, keep growing. Take action towards the life you deserve. And thank you so much. Cheers, everyone. Bye bye.